Big hugs to all you lovelies, and welcome back, our Yarny Peeps and our non-Yarny Peepers. And hello to all the new subscribers. We hope you stay with us because we're funny sometimes.
We're funny always. But sometimes we're funny and caring. Sometimes we're just funny.
Yeah. Sometimes we're bitchy.
I'm never mean.
I am lately very...
Yeah. We all have our days.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of days lately.
And it's important sometimes to understand that...
Yeah. It's medication time.
So today we're going to do some crazy facts because...
Let's
be real.
We like
I love crazy facts. Y'all like crazy facts.
Yes.
And it's fun to have me read things that I'm the only one that knows the information. She gets to experience for her first time. And it makes it like we're all sitting here together experiencing.
Chilling in Rusty's living room. Oh, Sparkles is with us today.
Crooked. We probably have to fix the camera.
Yeah, he just likes to squirm a little bit over there. And we have to keep an eye on the DOGs that are always sitting with us on the couch.
Only one of them.
Well, one is always a good boy. The other one is a pain in the butt.
He would eat all of my things.
Oh, Dougal the Destroyer. I'm sure you've seen him. So let's hear some funny, silly.
Last time I kind of grouped them. I did so many this morning. I'm just reading them and then we'll go from there. So it's going to be random. Here's a fun one.
Okay.
In 1987, several French taxicabs were installed with a device that would shock unruly passengers in the back seat.
I want that in my car.
Then a new product was called the Blazing Seat, and it was being marketed as a way of making taxi drivers' jobs safer. I think that's fabulous.
I think all cars should, especially if you're parents and you have your kids in the back seat. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Well, it just gives them a little,
But in reality, like thinking about it, like as a taxi driver, if you got somebody in your back seat that's making it difficult for you to safely drive, that actually is a pretty cool concept.
Oh, absolutely. That's cool. I think parents would like that too for their kids.
So a lot of you probably remember this, but I just brought it up because I want to look more into it because like this is like the base of a lot of movies and stuff. This happens. But in 1984, astronaut Bruce McCandless, sorry if I hacked your name,
good.
floated in space completely unattached to everything 320 feet away from the space shuttle with only a nitrogen jetpack. Like this man legitimately floated in space.
One of those backpacky things.
Yes. And now this is going back to 1984 when you didn't have the same types of technology we have now.
Yeah.
Like so many things could have failed on that jetpack and then there would have literally been nothing. He would have just floated in space until he died.
He might still be floating around.
Well, he's okay.
I'm saying if he didn't get back, well, he would probably starve to death. I doubt he could carry enough food to sustain him.
Well, I don't think you have any food inside of. He was literally.
That's
he's
amazing.
just
How
in his
brave.
spacesuit. Yeah, like nothing.
Brave.
Yeah, so it's a cool concept.
Or ridiculous, silly. I don't know.
I would like to look more into that one. So
yeah,
that's
please
why that
do. We would like to know more about that.
Are there cool space facts?
Yeah, I want one of those space facts.
Heinz,
fly over here.
So I got to look at when this happened, because I'm curious if it was a long time ago or not. But Heinz petitioned American bun companies to consider equal hot dog to bread ratio. Because you get
more bread.
I do always like
hot dog.
You get more hot dog than bread, actually. Hot dogs are packages of 10
amounts. I'm
8.
thinking about the consistent.
So that the hot dogs and the breads were the same packages.
George Carlin used to do a skit about that. He'd say like, how come hot dogs come in packages of 8 and hot dog rolls come in packages of 10? Or maybe it's the opposite. Way. All right.
But what I like about the
I
concept is that somebody related it to like almost a Buddhist lifestyle where you might not always be able to have a hot dog and a bun the way you want it, but you can always at least have that hot dog, or at least the bun, whichever one we're right on.
No, now that it is 10 hot dogs and 8 hot dog buns.
Yes.
Because I don't always use the bread, so I'm always the one that eats the extra 2 hot dogs. Yeah. Yes.
I thought that was amusing.
Yeah, and it's weird that Heinz did that because Heinz just makes the ketchup. Which is the best ketchup in my opinion. I love Heinz ketchup.
Maybe Heinz was trying to make sure their name was known. There was another thing about Heinz on here. I might have a second Heinz fact. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So this one I'm going to go off script a little bit here because it's just a cool concept. But in Greek mythology, a lot of times it was thought that humans used to have 4 legs, 4 arms, and 2 heads. And at one point, Zeus separated them out of fear that they would have too much power and potentially overthrow him. So that's the whole concept of your soulmate, and that's why you spend forever seeking, because you're looking for the other half of your original body.
And as much as I know about mythology, that I did not know.
Yes. So that's why you'll see in like
I want my
paintings
arms back.
well, you would have to find the whole human.
I just want the arms. I don't want to have another person in my life living at my house.
But yeah, so Greek mythology, cool concept.
I love I love mythology.
Searching for your soulmate.
Cool. That's interesting. That's really kind of cool.
Right?
It's
Yeah,
like
no, it actually is a
twins
cool
being
concept. So like
separated
the people were so whole and so solid with themselves because they were constantly connected to as a full being, that when they split us up, that's why we're always seeking. That's why we're always searching. That's why some people find their mate but still haven't found it. Maybe, I mean, I'm not saying that maybe your mate's not the right thing, but it wasn't enough to fulfill everything that you were seeking for.
I kind of like that. Cool.
This one kind of shocks me. Well, it could be partially because the movie The Shining original is such a great movie in my eyes. Apparently, it was nominated by the Razzie Awards for Worst Actress and Worst Director.
What?
Like, how could she get Worst Actress? She does an amazing. I'm sorry, I can't think of her name right now.
Olive Oil.
Yes.
What the hell's her real name? Heck, what's her real name?
But yeah, I was just shocked by that. And her acting is spectacular in that.
She's fabulous in that. And just a quick personal note, when I was going to the movies to see that, when I was in the theater, I was literally in the back seat reading the last few pages of the story before we got to the theater. Yeah. The book was good too. The second one,
the remake of it does a better job at following the book itself, because there wasn't the labyrinth in the book.
No,
there
they
was
had the animals.
Yes, but they didn't have the technology to properly create that scene in the original, so they made the labyrinth and changed the story up a little bit.
The labyrinth would be cool to go in. I get a little anxious when they were in there. So I'm like, oh my god, how about if I'm in here and I can't get out?
If you're going to go in a maze that has the actual people that are there to save you. If you get stuck in the maze.
That made me very nervous.
You know, we're going to look that up. Lost in Maze.
Oh, let's find how many people died in mazes that they couldn't get out of.
Yeah, or just the stories. There's so many stories out there of people actually which is why
freaking out.
I know. I used to do corn mazes with one of the day programs I used to work, and you're given a taller flag, and one of the people in the party is responsible for carrying the flag. So if you do get lost, you have trouble, you wave the flag above the corn, and then the people watching are like, oh, we got a problem. This way, if somebody's injured, if there's an emergency, if
having a panic attack.
Whereas a lot of the modern day ones that they make, even though you're technically in a maze, there's a lot of ways to get out that don't count as finishing.
Emergency exits. Yeah.
But it's fun to be in. I've been in a few. It's a cool concept. I love mazes in general and puzzles, so to do it with a person, as myself, was always fun. So yes, people lost in mazes.
You can go in for me. I'll buy you a ticket. I'll give you my ticket.
So let's talk about Arthur Stillwell.
Arthur Stillwell.
You probably don't know who he is.
Absolutely no idea.
He was a young Kansas City entrepreneur.
Okay.
He built over 3,000 miles of railroads.
Oh.
Founded over 40 different towns, and
Nobody knows
developed
this guy.
a way to ship live oysters by train, all because Voices in Head told him to.
What?
Yep. Which is why I think people do talk to muses and things. There's a whole world around us that not everyone can see.
Yeah, and
it makes me wonder.
Hearing voices is one of the criteria for schizophrenia, mental illness of schizophrenia. But
it also makes you wonder.
In the same token, in the Bible and in other religious theories, people dreamt things or heard things that ended up being, and we say, oh, the Lord spoke to them or whatever. Also, too, Walt Disney was schizophrenic. If anybody didn't know that.
Schizophrenia is a very misunderstood concept. Like there's a teacher that she herself is schizophrenic, and there's an interview with her. Actually, I think David Eagleman interviewed her.
Okay.
Which would make sense because he's a neuroscientist.
Yeah.
And she's talking and so calmly, and out of nowhere she like, just so you understand what this means, the tree right now is telling me to kill myself.
Yeah.
So she was calmly sitting there, she was composed, but she has this happening in the background. And then some people don't have it the same way. A lot of mental illnesses are misconstrued so often in the media that you think it's something completely different than what it is.
And they're put in stigmatic, stigma. Actually, when I was in school, and I went to school and learned psychology and mental illness and counseling, and I did, in one of my classes, I had to do interview all these people with a question, and my question was, what is schizophrenia? And you hit on a very valid point that the media misconstrues it so often that people were saying, oh, I know what it is. And what they were describing was multiple personality disorder, which is a totally different mental illness.
Dissociated identity disorder.
Yes. Is the new, I know, I can't keep up
because
with
I have
this.
multiple personalities, but I'm aware of it and it's me and my controlling, which is why they change it to dissociated identity
it's
disorder.
Decompartmentalized, each one, and they don't interact within the human. Some do, yeah. Sometimes you do. Yeah, there's some, but yeah, I was surprised. Like this, oh, you're acting like a schizo because you're doing this and that. No, schizophrenia is hallucinations, whether they be olfactory, auditory. One of the people that we worked with, he actually felt, remember Peter Brown, he actually felt his dad kicking him and hurting him, and he would be crying, and his father wasn't there, but it was so strong and so real in his brain that he actually
some
felt
people
the
it's
pain.
so subtle that you might actually have a form of it and not even be aware. We're going to talk more about
we're going to totally
mental health awareness and
especially nowadays, because so many more people are showing up, and a lot of these illnesses are manifesting because we're home alone so much. And like I always said, and I'll say it here, is the most dangerous neighborhood on the planet is the one between your ears. Yes. Never go there alone in the dark.
And anybody watching, I will say this at the end of the actual video we're going to do, talking more about mental health. But if there's one thing I say always, I'm in the soul-saving business and my shop is always open.
Yeah.
I know I might not know you all personally, but if you legitimately need help, reach out to me, reach out to somebody.
We'll do what we can,
I can guarantee you most people would rather drop everything around them to be there for you than to be here without you.
Oh my God, and I got goosebumps on that. Can we close on that one?
Yes.
Because that's so true.
You matter.
You all matter. Everybody matters, and be aware, and just reach out and shoot a text to somebody you haven't seen in a while. Maybe they're the last thing you do when you're really, really, truly depressed and going down that evil rabbit hole, the hardest thing to do is to reach out for help.
But it's also the strongest thing you can do.
It's the best thing to help somebody get out of it. So they can't often ask you for the help. So just keep your heads
Every
up.
time I've woken up in the middle of the night because somebody needed something that was more important than any sleep I could have gotten.
Absolutely. You're going to do a lot of sleep when you're dead. Yeah, absolutely. And we love you. So I'm going to try that. I did mine, turned out to be look at
Yeah, you're doing it.
Mine was like an apple, which is cool. Give your teacher an apple. Anyway, love you guys. Be well, be safe, and be happy in your heads. We'll help you get there.